Hello my dear friends. The fear of failure, which is sometimes referred to as atychiphobia, is an irrational and persistent fear of failing. Sometimes this fear might emerge in response to a specific situation. In other cases, it might be related to another mental health condition such as anxiety or depression. Fear of failure may develop for many reasons, ranging from growing up with critical parents to bullying or a traumatic event. If you have ever failed at something and wound up being humiliated or upset, these emotions may have stayed with you far beyond the initial incident. It is not the failure that people fear. It is the perceived negative consequences that follow the failure that stresses them out. This fear can lead to lowered self-esteem, avoiding challenging tasks, being pessimistic, and even cheating. Psychologists have identified 5 main things which people fear a failure will lead to. These are experiencing shame and embarrassment, readjusting how you see yourself, having an uncertain future, upsetting important others, and important others losing interest. Friends, now we will discuss some ways to reduce the fear of failure. The first one is no shame policy. The most common fear of failure that young people report is the fear of shame and embarrassment. This is seen in students who don't volunteer an answer to a question in class for fear of looking bad in front of their peers, or in athletes who play it too safe as they don't want to be the one who makes a mistake. For these people, trying and failing is definitely seen as not cool. We can overcome this fear by creating an environment where failure isn't followed by laughter, ridicule, or embarrassment. Friends, next step is to address the problem. Psychologists believe that there are 3 ways people cope with situations. These are avoidant, emotional, and problem focused. Let us understand this much better by this example. Let's say you are worried about snakes in your garden. You could decide to never go into your garden again. This is avoidant focused. Or you can convince yourself that having snakes in your back garden isn't that bad. This is emotion focused. Or third one is that you go into your garden and get rid of the snakes. This is problem focused approach. Whereas avoidant and emotional focused coping may provide a short relief, problem focused coping addresses the issue head on, allowing you to make long-term gains. Friends, don't be an ostrich and bury your head in the sand. If something is worrying you, work out how you can make it better. Next is to learn from your mistakes. 40 years ago, a psychologist in America studied how primary school students viewed an upcoming test. Some viewed it as an opportunity to see how much they have learned. Others saw it as a chance to compare themselves to their classmates. Those who focused on their learning are called task-oriented. Creating a task-oriented environment increases motivation, confidence, self-regulation. It improves academic performance and it reduces anxiety as well. Friends, teams are often stronger than individuals. So if something is worrying you, you talk to someone like a parent, friend, teacher, or coach. These people can give advice, support, or even just listen to you. Next step is to question your fears. Friends, are your fears actually irrational or highly unlikely to come true? Mark Twain once said, "I have had a lot of worries in my life, most of which never happened." This is a great quote as it captures perfectly how many students end up worrying about the worst case scenario, often for no logical reason. It's good to reassure them that if they have put a hard work in, there is no reason to assume the worst. Next step, my dear friends, is to focus on what you can control. When people focus on things that they can't change, it often makes them stressed or nervous. By helping people focus on what they can control, it gives them a sense of certainty and confidence. Elite athletes such as Tom Daley call this being process focused, which is not focusing on the outcome. that is the result which they can't control, but focusing on what they need to do, that is the process to give them the best chance of success. The same applies to school students. Students can't control what grade they will achieve, but they can be process focused if they concentrate on what they can control: their effort, their attitude, and how organized they are toward their studies. Friends, finally is embrace the gray. In education or in sport, sometimes the result can paper over the cracks. Young people can think that a good grade or a win in their last competition means that everything is good. On the flip side, a poor grade or a defeat or everything seems all doom and gloom. This sort of black and white thinking can lead to stress, anxiety, and fragile self-esteem. Judging yourself on your attitude, effort, and what you have learned are better makers and are probably more likely to result in the good grades and win that they so desire. Finally, to recap, friends, failure in itself isn't threatening. It is just a source of feedback on your current level. It is the negative consequences that people think will follow that they fear. The most common of these is the fear of shame and embarrassment. There are many techniques and strategies that can help young people overcome their fear of failure, helping them push on and realize their potential. Friends, hope you have liked this session on how to reduce your fear of failure. If you have liked this, I will urge to like and share this video to other people as well. And if you are new to my channel, I request you to subscribe it. Thank you friends for your love and support.